Hey, so everybody, back with another video. This is Prehistoric Hell Ant stuck in amber, has been mauling its prey for 99 million years. Yeah, so this is about a hell ant that is stuck in amber, and as you can see here in the picture is the hell ant that was stuck in amber for 99 million years. A long extinct lineage of insect known fondly as the hell ant has been discovered frozen in 99-million-year-old amber, with its synth-like jaws still pinning its prey. Yeah, so the ant has been discovered frozen in 99-million-year-old amber, with its synth-like jaw still pinning its prey. So whatever it had killed, it's stuck on the prey. And that's how long it's been, and it's called a hell ant. According to scientists, this fierce predator is a newly identified species of prehistoric ant known as, I can't even say this word, so don't try to get me to say it, and it's the first time we've ever seen a hell ant actively feeding. Its meal is an extinct relative of the cockroach. So according to science, this fierce predator is a newly identified species of prehistoric ant. It's the first time they've discovered, even seen a hell ant actively feeding. It's also a meal and extinct relative of the cockroach. Fossilized behavior is exceedingly rare. Predation, especially so, says Philip Barden, who studies social insect evolution at the New Jersey Institute of Technology. Yeah, so it's been fossilized behavior. It's exceedingly rare. Okay, so it's predation, especially so, says Philip Barden, who studies social insect evolution, and he's at the New Jersey Institute of Technology. As paleontologists, we speculate about the function of ancient adaptations using available science, but to see an extinct predator caught in the act of capturing its prey is invaluable. Yes, so as a paleontologist, we speculate about the function, and this is what they're saying, of ancient adaptations using available evidence. Ants are some of the most diverse creatures on planet Earth. To date, scientists have identified over 12,500 different species, and they think there are probably another 10,000 or so out there just waiting to be discovered underfoot. Yeah, so far there's over 12,500 different species of ant. Now there could be another 10,000 on top of it, but nobody knows for sure. Ants are some of the most diverse creatures on planet Earth. Yeah, and yes, they do. They lift anything that's bigger than them. They'll lift it up and drag it back to their underground. That's how much they are the most diverse creatures on planet Earth. That's quite the selection, and yet of all the ants marching today, none of them look anything like what scientists have found in amber deposits from Myanmar, Canada, and France. So yeah, it is quite a collection. It is quite a selection, and yet of all the ants marching today, none of them look anything like what scientists have found. So what they found in amber is totally a different kind of species that nobody's ever seen before. In fact, Barden says the mouth parts of these head or whatever hell ants are unlike that of nearly all insects alive today. This newly identified hell ant used its lower mandible to move upwards and pin its prey to the horn-like paddle above. Yeah, so this Barden says the mouth parts of the hell ants are unlike that of nearly all insects alive today. So, and of course, this newly identified hell ant uses its lower mandible to move upwards and pin its prey, so it moved upward. Other hell ants discovered in the past also have this horn, and while scientists thought it might be a sort of clamp, this 99-million-year-old fossil in the first real evidence that can back that up. Yeah, so other hell ants discovered in the past also have this horn. So whatever horn they have it. And while scientists thought it might be a sort of clamp, so they thought it would be that. It's a 99-million-year-old fossil. Is the first real evidence that can back that up. Contrary to these ancient bugs, modern ants and almost all other living hexapods have mandibles that only move on a horizontal axis. So there are ancient bugs, modern ants, and almost all other living hexapods have mandibles that only move on a horizontal axis. So that's how these ants are. Since the first hell ant was unearthed about 100 years ago, it's been a mystery as to why these extinct animals are so distinct from the ants we have today, Barden says. Yeah, so they are wondering why these ants have been today. Hell ants were unearthed about 100 years ago. It's been a mystery as to why these extinct animals are so distinct from the ants we have today. So they're different from the ants they are today. So you have all different kinds of ants. This fossil reveals the mechanism behind what we might call an evolutionary experiment. And although we see numbers such as such experiments in the fossil record, we often don't have a clear picture of the evolutionary pathway that led to them. So they don't have an evolutionary pathway that led to these ants, to these hell ants. All right, so but it does say this fossil reveals the mechanism behind what we might call an evolutionary experiment. So that's all it is. And here's the picture of it, of what the hell ant was. On the left is stuck in amber. And here's the picture on the right where it's not. Hell ants precede the most common ancestor of all living ants, and even then they were incredibly diverse. Yes, so the hell ants are actually precede the most common ancestor of all living ants. So the ants that we have today that you see on the ground in it, the hell ants are their ancestors. So that's because that's who they are, and they were incredibly diverse back then, these hell ants. Other species trapped in amber have been found equipped with spiky mouthparts, most probably used to drink their victims' blood. So yeah, you have other species trapped in amber have been found equipped with spiky mouthparts. So they're real spiky and probably used to drink their victims' blood. So the hell ants, they would drink their victims' blood. Modern ants, on the other hand, look remarkably different. They have mouths facing forward, which keeps their head relatively parallel to the ground, although they can look up and around. Yeah, so today's modern ants that you see around, and on the other hand, look remarkably different than what they did back then. All right, they have mouths facing forward, so instead of how the ancient hell ants have their mouth, I think, backwards or whatever, but the modern ants, theirs are forward, which keeps their heads relatively parallel to the ground, although they can look up and around. So yeah, they can still look up and around, but their mouths are facing forward. Hell ants couldn't move their heads nearly as well, and they likely captured prey with their mouths facing downwards. Oh, okay, so the hell ants, their mouths are facing downwards. Alright, and they likely captured prey with their mouths facing downwards. So that's what happens. So here is the picture of it, how their mouths are facing downwards. The hell ants. Despite staggering and anatomical diversity of insects, larval Distis beetles and hell ants together appear to represent the only two known instances of mandible on head contact used in prey capture, both appearing with vertically articulating mouthparts, the authors wrote. Yeah, so they're with the beetles and the hell ants, they're the only ones that represent the only two known insects of mandible on head contact used in prey capture, both appearing with vertically articulating mouthparts, and this is what the authors wrote. Why exactly hell ants died out as a lineage after nearly 20 million years of existence is still unknown, but it might have to do with their specialized predatory behavior. So yeah, so they don't know why they died out nearly 20 million years of existence is still unknown, and they're still trying to figure out why did they been out of existence for that long, and it's probably because of their predatory behavior, maybe, who knows. Barty says it just goes to show that even the most diverse and ubiquitous species on Earth can go extinct, even something as familiar as an ant. Yeah, so this is what Barty says, and of course he said all this. It just goes to show that even the most diverse and ubiquitous species on Earth can go extinct. But even though they still don't know why they have been out of existence for nearly 20 million years, because it's still unknown, even something familiar as an ant. So yeah, so there's a lot of species that people don't understand why they've been out of existence, and they're still looking for answers for those. Even same way with an ant, that they're still trying to figure out why they've been out of existence, and once they find answers, they'll probably explain why it happened. Leave your comments below. I am out.